We nailed the upside targets with grace. Considering last night's thread of analysis, there could be a continuation to this upside, but we must maintain composure. While I'm not the biggest fan of the asset, a sell-off could present itself faster than the blink of an eye, so it's critical to maintain risk management. Welcome back to the channel on this Microcap Monday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol FNGR. Let's kill it. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do that whole thing that is required for the channel to thrive, right? So let's go ahead and present this window right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the hourly time frame to display this day's price action right over here, right? So opening the day at a very nice 286 before pulling back to the bottom side of the regression from this ascending broadening wedge down to 256 before it continued on to the upside and on to the upside and on to the upside, even into the post hours, reaching a total top of 322 before pulling back and ending, or actually, you know what, we're going to be ending the day here in about, let's see, the better part of about 26 minutes, right? So we're at a 318 valuation, and there could be a continuation to the upside in the coming days, okay? So let's just go ahead and observe the potentials here. Last night in the thread of analysis, I had one of the ARCa Bulls members come up and ask me what my thoughts were as far as FNGR, right? So we had closed here that post hour at 277. I explained that we could be experiencing a continuation to the upside, and that upside may be displaying to us a very, very curious upside target of around here. I spoke about 302 to 314. We ended up getting that 314 almost exactly by this time here at around 9 a.m. Pacific time, right? So, following that, we ended up getting the top side of about 322, which was very nice, but we ended up hovering right around the top side target that we spoke of in the thread of analysis. So very much congratulations to those who took their profits, right? So today, in general, the ARCa Bulls trading team absolutely ripped on a lot of plays, right, including FNGR and a few others. So I would encourage you to make sure to join the ARCa Bulls trading team by clicking on the top right-hand side right up here, right? You're going to see that link to join the ARCa Bulls trading team there at 2 minutes, 40 seconds right about, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we can have that jotted down here. All right, so now I have a little bit of a thought here for you. This is a bearish formation by nature. Okay, so its true price objective would be at the genesis of the formation, which would be 223. The thing here is that this formation is already in the process of invalidation, and the invalidation has a lot to do with the tests of the resistance. We've already surpassed very clean test number 3 and 4. So usually test number 3 presents the biggest capitulation for this, and this already has test number 5 and even 6 at the top end over here. Okay, so that usually means that there could be a complete failure of the bear play within this, and now this could be showing us a potential continuation to the upside based on just psychology. Let's just say this were to break out here. Let's say maybe, why don't we do this? I'm going to put it in the consideration here, right? Just about like this. And let's just say that, maybe around, let's just say 7 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, we break out. This is a way that you can observe potential topside targets, but please do not use this as your as your bottom line. We're gonna go there type of target, right? Just know that this could be a little bit frothy here, but that you are being shown a potential $4.43. Now, if we are to use the charts and statistical backtests to understand or to validate a potential move of that magnitude, let's go ahead and take a look at this side of the analysis, because we have used this analysis before, and this is going to be your daily time frame volatility and linear. Sorry guys, my little boy just ran into me. Volatility and linear versus stochastic momentum with a continuation to the upside pivot here, right? So this is in the bullish control zone and in the gravitational zone. So please, let's go ahead and take a look at this now, right? So throughout the entire trading history of the daily time frame, here are your stats, right? We have a total of 20 iterations, of which 17 have been guessed correctly to the upside. In fact, we have a couple more iterations that have already been added here, right? So 1 and 2 more iterations since the last backtest that I observed here. And it looks like they may have been, let's see, this one. Yeah, this one here at the firing of the signal. This led to an upside right over here. And this one here at the firing of the signal, this was another failure. So yeah, I guess we would still maintain ourselves at roughly between the 80 and 85 percentile of correct iterations towards the upside, right? So this is pretty massive here. The prior iterations were 20 reads, out of which 17 were guessed. Good for that upside continuation. The mean based on this criteria is a move to the upside of 33.40%. Now I have calculated the standard deviation, which is just a slightly different 35.12%, and we have calculated the upper bound and lower bound of the first standard deviation. So please take a look at here. The maximum move on that first standard deviation upside could be 68.52%. All right, so let's go ahead and start jotting down some of these metrics here to see if we can gain a potential topside target. Please remember that these are statistics. They are not certainties. Okay, we must take them as such. And this is your standard distribution curve, right? This is just telling you how the distribution is set within the probabilities. Okay, this is your upper bound of the first standard deviation right here. This is your mean, and this is your standard deviation. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the data here, because it looks like the signal fired at the break of the 15th percentile right about here. And in fact, I want to take a look at this with my newest indicator that I'm about to release to the ARCa Bulls trading team. And this is actually the volatility heat map, and it's slightly different from the traditional volatility indicator that I had here scripted, right? So using this indicator here, we're able to see how the heat map is giving us that there is a read of continuation of expansion here, right? So we're definitely moving very aggressively towards that upside into the critical expansion zone with an upside pivot of stochastic momentum. The firing off of the signal looks like it happened just about right here, which is this candle's opening valuation. So that would be at about $2.50. So naturally here, let's go ahead and add the data. So 33.4% to the upside. That would be this target here from the firing of the signal. And that is set to give us a topside target of $3.35. Very nice. Now, if we were to include the upper bound of the first standard deviation at 68.52%, well, that target is actually coming out to a very curious $4.22. If we come back here to this chart, take a look at the topside target that we're observing right here, $4.43 based on the breakout from this bearish formation. So 443 on psychology and about 422 on that statistical backtest, right? So very curious and indiscretion. Just to tell you guys, this resistance is something that I have not changed from the last few months since the last time we observed finger, which could have been in around maybe September or October last year sometime, right? So this is still very relevant to the price action that we're facing right now, including the resistance statistically speaking. So look at this. $4.19 to $4.42 in that range. And of course, coming back into this breakout target, $4.43 landing right inside of that pocket. Not bad, not bad if I do say so myself. Okay, team. So I guess we could take a quick little fib here from this range high to this range low and see where that takes us, right? So let's just take a look at that right now. Well, what do you know? Take a look at that. Your 4.236 between 418 and 448, perfectly set within the areas that we're already looking at in our discretion and from way back when. Now, let's see. Yeah, actually, you know what? Even this target here. Now, remember that the 35.12% would be your standard deviation, right? So that would be slightly above the $3.35. So let's go ahead and put that down here. So let's do 3512. I think we're going to be able to, you know what, this should be close enough right there. 35.13% is leading to 339. And that 339 is very curious because we're about to reach the 3.272 at 350. So that naturally gives us another resistance range for us to observe, right? 350 to 339 could be another zone for us to experience some resistance, right? So, and now if we're going, yeah, just remember, right, we still have the mean at 33.4% at 335. So in reality, 335 to 350 could be something that we could be observing into tomorrow. Let me go ahead and now pull up the stats window here and see what we have as far as the daily movement, right? So here is, yeah, here are the stats, and it looks like, oh, we're already way beyond that. Oh, nice. Okay. So actually, let me use the 24-hour chart here. Let me see if that does anything for us. Okay, so 313, we're already we're already pretty much surpassing that as well. Okay, so yeah, let me come back here to the 12-hour time frame and see what we have. All right, so the targets that we're observing for the top side here are somewhere between 339 and 350. If we observe the 12-hour range, your current ATR top is $3.33, very nicely placed right there. And if we look at a continuation from the mean reversion that we're getting as a bounce from $2.38, the upper bound of the 2 standard deviation multipliers landing at $3.66, landing right within the targets that we're observing anyway, right? So that's going to be your 339 to 350, and we're observing here 333 to about 366. So there you go. We are definitely matching some of these targets even within the statistical side of the analysis, right? So that is what I'm saying here, team. For the immediate short-term time frame, sure, we may be able to experience an immediate pullback here. We'll be able to better tell into the opening. Yeah, we're getting a crossover bearish here in the immediate short-term time frame. That means that we could be experiencing a pullback here. The pullback could be on a 5-minute time frame down to $3.14, which is already, of course, the resistance that we're breaking here and converting into support, right? Now, just in case, your average true range on a daily is telling you that we could still face a potential $2.39. So I will be very careful. I would be very careful with that potential there, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to go there. I'm just saying that there could be a possibility there. And we're sitting right now at the upper bound of the first standard deviation at around 326. It looks like we could also pull back to $3.02 using the lower 1 standard deviation multiplier. So heads up on those supports at the bottom side and then rip that upside, okay, team? So please be very careful. Use proper risk management here and do not bet what you're not willing to lose, right? Remember, team, that I am offering the ARCa Bulls. This is going to be the 8 to 12 week strategies mentorship. Okay, so I'm thinking of adding a specific, really short term crash course on the beginning, on the introduction of trading. Right, the entire master's course that we have is an 18-week program. I am thinking about adding a potential 5 to 6 week condensed version of that can lead into the continuation of the strategies mentorship. Okay, so if you are interested in that, please go ahead and get in touch with me at ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com, and I will go ahead and pass you all the pertinent information, the disclaimer, the syllabus, and all that good stuff. All right, team, but I appreciate you. And yeah, let's go ahead and sign out from here. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Oh yeah. Adios, team. Yeah.